my little adventurers. I am Clover, your friend. Welcome to the world of Fableoria, where you can find the stories. Today, we are going to listen to a story, The Brave Prince and the Shadow Dragon, a narrative story. Let's go! The Brave Prince of Eldoria and the Shadow Dragon, a narrative story. High above the clouds, where golden castles sparkled in the sunlight, stood the magical kingdom of Eldoria. The kingdom was filled with floating gardens, glowing rivers, and birds with silver feathers. And living inside the grandest castle was a young prince named Kael. Prince Kael was not like other princes. He didn't enjoy sitting still in royal meetings. He loved climbing castle towers, racing through gardens, and sneaking into hidden places nobody else dared to explore. Someday, Kael would say with a grin, "I'm going on the greatest adventure in the world." The castle workers laughed kindly. But deep inside, Kael truly meant it. One night, while everyone slept peacefully, a gigantic storm covered the skies. Boom! Thunder shook the kingdom. The glowing stars suddenly disappeared behind dark clouds. Then something terrifying echoed across the mountains. Roar! The sound was so loud that the castle windows rattled. The people rushed outside in fear. An old wizard wearing a long silver cloak arrived at the castle gates. "The Shadow Dragon has awakened," he warned. Everyone gasped. Long ago, the dragon had been trapped inside the dark valley after nearly covering the world in darkness. Now it had escaped. Fear spread through the kingdom. But Prince Kael stepped forward bravely. "Then I'll stop it," he said. The next morning, the king brought Kael to a secret room beneath the castle. In the center of the room stood a glowing golden sword resting on a stone. "This is Lumina," said the king. "The sword of light." The blade sparkled like sunshine. Kael carefully picked it up. Whoosh! Golden magic swirled around the room. The sword had chosen him. Queen Seraphina hugged Kael tightly. "Please come back safely," she whispered. Kael smiled bravely. "I promise." Then he jumped onto his white horse, Orion, and rode toward the distant mountains. Adventure had finally arrived. After days of traveling, Kael entered the mysterious Forest of Whispers. The trees were enormous. Silver fog floated between them. And strange voices whispered from the shadows. "Turn back. You'll never survive." Kael gripped Lumina tightly. "I'm not afraid," he whispered back. Suddenly, crack! Glowing red eyes appeared in the darkness. Shadow wolves leaped from the trees. Kael quickly swung Lumina. Flash! Golden light burst through the forest. The wolves growled and circled around him. Kael bravely fought them one by one until finally, poof! The shadow wolves disappeared into clouds of black smoke. The forest became quiet once again. But Kael had a strange feeling. Something was secretly watching him. As Kael crossed a glowing river, the ground suddenly trembled. A gigantic silver lion with glowing wings landed in front of him. Hum! Kael nearly fell backward. The lion's bright blue eyes sparkled kindly. "I am Astrian," the creature said. "The guardian of the ancient light." Kael stared in amazement. "You can talk." Astrian chuckled softly. "Of course." The giant lion explained that the shadow dragon could only be defeated by someone with true courage and kindness. Then Astrian gave Kael a glowing crystal necklace. This light will protect you when darkness becomes strongest. Kael carefully placed the necklace around his neck. Suddenly, the crystal glowed warmly. Before Kael could say thank you, whoosh! Astrian flew into the clouds and disappeared. Soon, Kael reached the frozen mountains near the dark valley. Snowstorms howled around him. The icy wind pushed him backward. Even Orion struggled to walk through the deep snow. Then suddenly, boom! Huge ice monsters burst from the cliffs. Their glowing blue eyes stared directly at Kael. The monsters charged toward him. Kael quickly drew Lumina. Clang! Flash! Boom! Golden sparks exploded across the snow as Kael fought bravely. Even when he slipped and fell, he stood right back up again. The crystal necklace glowed brighter and brighter. Finally, the monsters froze into giant blocks of ice. Crack! The ice shattered into sparkling snowflakes. Kael smiled tiredly. But ahead of him, the dark valley waited. The dark valley looked terrifying. Black smoke covered the skies. Rivers of lava glowed between broken rocks. And at the center of the valley slept the shadow dragon. It was huge. Its wings were larger than castles. Its glowing red eyes slowly opened. Roar! The mountains shook violently. Kael's heart pounded. But he refused to run away. I won't let you hurt my kingdom, he shouted. The dragon laughed darkly. You are only a child. Then it unleashed a massive wave of black fire. Boom! Kael barely escaped as the valley exploded around him. The final battle had begun. Kael fought as hard as he could. Lumina flashed through the darkness like lightning. But the shadow dragon was too strong. Swoosh! The dragon's tail slammed Kael into the rocks. Lumina flew from his hands. The dragon moved closer. Everything felt hopeless. Kael's hands trembled. For the first time, he was afraid. Then suddenly, the crystal necklace began glowing brightly. Warm golden light surrounded Kael. He remembered his parents, his kingdom, and all the people are counting on him. Kael slowly stood back up. I'm not giving up, he said firmly. The light around him grew brighter than ever before. The shadow dragon charged forward with a terrifying roar. Kael grabbed Lumina with both hands. Then he raised the glowing sword high into the sky. The crystal necklace and sword suddenly shined together. Flash! A giant beam of golden light exploded across the valley. The darkness cracked apart like glass. The dragon roared loudly as shadows dissolved from its body. The storm clouds disappeared. The lava cooled. Golden sunlight returned to the valley. And then, the shadow dragon vanished forever. Peace had returned at last. When Kael returned home, the kingdom erupted with joy. People cheered from every street. Colorful lanterns floated into the sky. Children waved tiny golden flags and shouted, Prince Kael! Prince Kael! King Alden hugged his son proudly. Queen Seraphina smiled through happy tears. That night, Kael stood on the castle balcony beneath the glowing stars. But now he wasn't just a prince who dreamed of adventures. He had become the brave hero of Eldoria. And far beyond the clouds, many more magical adventures were still waiting for him. The end. And that, my little adventurers, is the end of the Brave Prince of Eldoria magical journey. Did you enjoy the story? Then don't forget to give this video a big magical thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and ring the little bell icon so you'll be the very first to enter our next fantasy adventure together. There are many more enchanted kingdoms, brave heroes, magical creatures, and secret stories waiting just for you. Thank you for joining me on this wonderful adventure today. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep smiling, and remember, magic is never too far away. Goodbye, little storytellers, and I'll see you in the next magical story.